Cool. So we are live, I think, in theory. Back again for Together Among the Stars. This is session 10. I guess I should probably be professional and have my announcements up that I just got and looked at and then forgot. So, anyway, I'm Rick. I'm the game master for Hammer of the Gods. You guys probably know because I'm here every week. It's me. Anyway, we have a special guest today. Duckberg, who are you? Where do we find you? All that kind of fun stuff.
Yeah, I am Duckberg. I am also a Twitch streamer. You can find me over at Duckberg on twitch.tv/Duckberg and all the social media things in various forms of Duckberg with, I believe it's just Duckberg everywhere. Yeah, play video games and do tabletop things and all that stuff. Thank you for having me. I'm very excited for this.
I'm excited to have you on. Also, I was interested to see how many times you could fit Duckberg into one sentence. You were on a pretty good streak.
That was without even trying.
I know, right? It's impressive.
It's like a hurricane when you got me around here.
All right. So, before we get started, we got some announcements. As always, our sponsor is Canadian Dice. Go check them out at canadiandice.ca. You can use the code THEVACTER, all one word, for 10% off your order. And this week, it may have already come up, I don't know. Maggie's Dice Pick of the Week is the Vampire Swirl. It says they definitely say blah, blah, blah. I've been told. I haven't asked them myself. Second announcement is the merch store at tinyurl.com/vacmerch. That's VAK. I think that's also in the links below at some point. I'm really good at being aware of that. Lots of fantastic shirts that I've worn sometimes on stream, sometimes I forget. But either way, new and exciting merch, go check it out. And then the last announcement is tomorrow, Affy and Artemis are on Legacy of Fire on DM Jeremy's channel at 7:30 Eastern. Back here on Monday for Mistwalkers at 8:30 Eastern PM, because, none of us are awake that early, or at least not functional. Wednesday, Affy and Artemis will be over on Goodman Games Official at 9 p.m. Eastern for Mutant Crow Classics with special guest Cedar, the Barefoot, the one and only. That'll be some fun chaos. And then back here on Thursday for more Song of Crystal and Shadow with DM Sophia. So, with that being said, that's all of my announcements. So many chats that I forgot to look at. Anyway, Duckberg, if you would do me the honor of rolling the d6, we will
enter the world. Let's give it a d6.
Yeah, we'll get this.
No, a singular one.
Ooh, okay. Because as always, I forgot to do the thing and pull up my game notes. I totally remember what one does. So 1 second.
It'll be the Discovery?
Well, no. So we're doing... I like to start off with the track.
I think we crashed.
I just saw that. I don't know.
We're good. We're good. But yeah, I'm usually... so Space Cameron, this is probably his first outing. Again, he's usually in the kitchen, making bread and food and things like that for the other Space Rangers. But this is his first chance to make it big, to go out there and be a real Space Ranger, like his hero Ranger Buzz. And he's probably just like tossing and turning. He's very excited to be on his first expedition.
Also, I like the idea that Ranger Cameron's first name is actually Space. Here. Oh no. Hold on. Because it's showing up just fine for me. That's bizarre. I don't know. Technology hates me, okay?
The ship is revolting. This is the true roleplay of the night. We've discovered that the ship is revolting, and technology has said no.
The AI has taken over.
I can't allow you to do that, Breckett.
I do love that movie, as
It's
horrifying as
very
it is.
yeah.
Yeah, so Breckett is not an early riser by any means, because time's fake. We're in space. Why would I be up? Um, yeah, probably also too many animals on board, so it just messes up the computer constantly because we adopt them like every other adventure at least. Um,
Noted.
yeah, it's just part of the rules. That's as soon as Breckett does wake up, he's like, "Look, Cameron, I need you to know uh, this is official Ranger rule here. It's like Ranger rule number 3, I think. It's
Okay.
not in the
I
handbook.
think
They don't write this down. You probably should
oh,
write this down.
okay, I'm gonna
Um,
write it.
yeah, you have to adopt stuff. I think Rory actually made up that rule, but it's
Let's
just how it is
don't
now.
like anything, or does it have to be an animal?
Mm, not amoebas because we don't like
No amoeba.
amoebas.
Okay.
Yeah, we do not like
So,
them.
so I'll put that as 3A, not
A for amoeba.
amoeba. Yeah, A for amoeba. See, yeah, totally. Yeah, that was planned. Mm-hmm.
It's good thinking. Good thinking. All right. So I'm gonna roll to see how many cards we've got on this planet. We're starting off simple with just 2. And if you want, you are more than welcome to roll for our first discovery.
Sure. What are we gonna discover? So we land on the planet. We discover 4.
Okay. So 4 is a discovery we come upon suddenly. And our first
Okay.
card is the Queen of Hearts. What a way to start. So,
Okay.
hearts are ruins. It gives the examples of mysterious obelisks, vine covered temples, abandoned dwellings for people bigger than you, a wrecked spaceship, etc. And Queen is in deep water. So I'm gonna, you can tell us what we discover, but I'm gonna say that there's probably not anywhere for us to land immediately, or maybe we even have a little bit of chaos. I cannot remember for the life of me what the penguin's name was, but the slightly disturbing penguin that we adopted maybe even like tries to climb up on Breckett's lap while he's navigating, and we do a little bit of an emergency landing in the water. So, what do we discover in said deep water? What kind of ruin?
Let's see. So it's deep. I want to think maybe this planet is very water based, like even more than Earth would be, and might be like we had a strip of land that we had to land on and missed it because of Mr. Penguin. And I'm just like, of course this is gonna happen on my first trip. Ugh. But
You
I
get
think it
used to it, I
would.
promise.
Um, so it's probably the people that had lived here, or the ancient civilization that had lived here, was probably a water based, um, like civilization, and it was maybe some kind of like holy ground. Um, maybe it's like the since it's somewhere we found right away, it was maybe the shallowest or the closest place to the surface.
That makes
It was
sense.
somewhere that they found something they found like it brings them the most light as it's the closest to their sun, and it was something very like religious and cultural to them.
Okay. Um, Let me roll for my examination, just for shits and giggles, because it might be something different.
Mhm.
So I got a 5, which is
Okay.
I get to record how the feature changes in some way. So what I'm going to say is to echo the previous week's session, because we started off with sort of a religious type discovery as well. There is like a statue in the center of this ruin that strongly resembles like an aquatic version of the creature that we saw last time in statue form. And that one shot out flames from its 4 nostrils. This one shoots out little bubbles from its 4 nostrils. So
Not
Breckett's
bad.
just like, Cameron, I'm. I know you weren't here. I know that was a different rookie, but
Hmm.
I'm sensing a pattern here. And he like shows you the picture he took with his tablet of the statue last time. It's like, dude, do you see the resemblance at all?
Yeah, kind of like they're kind of like the not the bone because they're made out of stone. The stone structure of it, yeah. Could they? How close was that other planet to here?
Not
It's interesting.
like not at all.
Huh. So could other people have been traveling these stars before us?
You know, I was starting to wonder about that because I've seen a lot of like weird connections throughout the galaxy.
Hmm.
That, to be honest, I'm not the one who does all the like real digging. I just find the stuff and then I walk away because that's what rangers do because that's what cool people do. We just walk away after we find stuff. Um,
Yeah.
we do like this much science and then we walk away because that's just how it works. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, I think that I think that's a fair assumption. Maybe there was
Yeah.
some sort of civilization.
Hmm. It's very interesting that one was fire and the other one is bubbles. Like, I guess they would just adapt. I mean, I guess because we kind of adapt to whatever we're doing, right? Like, we're underwater right now, so we're in like our underwater suits, but we don't usually wear underwater suits. So, like, maybe they adapted like we do. You
Yeah,
said adopted earlier, and that's the only word in my head now. I'm sorry.
it just means that you're learning faster than the average recruit. So,
Yeah.
I'm
About
giving
that,
you a
all my
gold
notes
star.
got soaked. All my notes got soaked. So,
Yeah, Cameron, by the way, I don't know why the Ranger School keeps giving you guys notepads because we have tablets.
oh no, yeah, that's because I broke my tablet.
Okay, well, we're gonna blame Reggie for this. Reggie is our diamond dinosaur.
Actually, yeah, Reggie ate my homework. Yeah.
Yes, he's pretty good at that. All right, well, let's see what our second card is.
Okay.
So I got a 5. So our first discovery was while we were trying to land. This one is while
Mhm.
we're resting. So let's
Okay.
see. Got the King of Spades. So let me see. I've done this like 20 something times now, and I still cannot remember for the life of me what half of these are. So spades are natural phenomena. The examples it gives are huge crystal formations, mirages, vividly colored lightning, strange clouds, rocks eroded in strange shapes, veins of precious metals, etc. And a king is floating in the air. So
Hmm.
I'm going to say that we eventually do surface the ship after a little bit of time, taking pictures for space social media, of course. And as we surface, we see in the air, there's just really strange clouds. Um, Definitely not natural looking at all, and all kinds of different colors. Um, that's not normal. Just so you know.
No, I feel like we probably found them while taking a space selfie. We're just like, oh, what is that behind us? um, yeah, those are like have every color. Like they're like, you know how like sometimes like clouds does Earth around here and back on Earth like you would have like rainbow, like they would make bows from like those things, like it legitimately looks like one of those rainbows.
Yeah, but I feel like one of those shrimp right now that can see extra colors because I think that some of those colors don't normally exist.
Sorry, yeah, like in between them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird.
So if you want to roll your examination, we'll see.
Sure.
We'll see what you come up with.
2.
Perfect. That means Artemis gets to draw some weird clouds, whatever that means. Unless you want to do it, you can do it if you would like.
Okay, so what are we doing? So it's draw
Yeah, draw the feature.
examination. Draw the I'm a terrible artist.
I'm not gonna make you, but
No, you're good. I'll try to draw it with words.
there you go.
No, it's kind of it probably, and Cameron will be like physically drawing this thing and trying to like mix the colors, but it's very hard because again the colors these are like colors that we've never seen before, and
It
it's
just all looks
almost
brown on Cameron's
yeah
drawing.
yeah it just turns brown all over. He's like, oh, this looks pardon the pun, but this looks very shitty. Um, I think again it's almost captivating because it's probably like shimmering and moving. Again, it's almost like how a rainbow comes out of the clouds,
Right.
but it's like again, we probably don't know this because we're cool people who don't do full science, but the way that light mixes with these clouds, instead of it being shot out, it gets like kind of just like condensed in and sticks inside these multicolored clouds.
That makes sense.
And I think as we try to like draw it, I'm like, I keep like trying to show it, and again, it's turning brown. I think that's because like I just keep like we just start like staring at it a bit and losing ourselves in these clouds as I'm just still like drawing. What?
Right.
Oh, it came out brown again.
Yeah. Brackett's like looking at it. He's just like got the tablet and he like looks up and he looks at the tablet. He's like, yeah, you nailed it.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think it comes up on our? You think those extra colors come up on a camera? Because I don't like. I think even trying to take a picture of it, like it probably wouldn't work, just because like our cameras might not be like set up to like because the lenses works a lot like based on the colors that we know of. It
Right.
may not be able to pick up those colors, and it's just like one of the things that we and like we can send it to the science people, but until they actually see it, like it's something that's and we'll just be like, this is like something that you have to be here for.
Yeah. Breckett, like as you're saying that, is like taking pictures and then compares it to your drawing. Is like, it's brown on this too for some reason.
That's really weird.
Right. I I don't think that I don't think I ate those mushrooms this time. I'm pretty sure this is actually happening.
Oh, I may have cooked with the mushrooms. I'm kidding. I'm
Was it
kidding. I'm
was it
kidding.
the black bag that said "Do not eat"?
I only read the part that said eat. There was a do not before that.
Okay, well
No, 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 no,
this
no.
is
I
also
didn't do that. I
science.
didn't
This
do
is
that.
also
Yeah.
science. Drugs are science. Oh man. So I will leave it up to Cameron. We can move on to another planet since we finished our two cards, or
Okay.
we can continue here and just draw some more cards on this planet.
I think with how interesting seeing a very similar statue from another planet is, um, I'd like to see if we find some more connections with other planets. See if we see another one of those statues. So let's, as hard as it is to pull away, I think we spend a lot of time just looking at these clouds and lose track of time a bit, and just suddenly be like, oh, we got to get back, and then we can check out another planet.
Perfect. Well, let's see. Of course, I rolled a 6 for our second set of cards, so
Okay.
we'll be here for a minute, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I can't count today. All right, well, that was my discovery. Would you like to do me the honors and roll for this one?
Sure. 4.
Okay. You just keep getting our sudden discoveries, so. Uh,
I am
weirdly
nothing if
enough,
not sudden. Yeah.
this one is the 3 of hearts. So, hearts again are ruins. 3, though, is by a gentle river. So, we do find some land to hang out on. It may be a river surrounded by ocean, but it's there.
Okay.
So, what kind of ruin do we find by the river?
I think what probably happens is as we're coming in, we probably pick up on something like, oh, another ruin, like, and we're like, okay, we want to land there because we've seen this connection already from the last two, and like we want to see like, is this going to be another planet with a connection there? With it being by a river, it's probably very terrestrial, and almost nostalgic. It's probably the ruins, probably just like an old like agricultural town. Being near a river, it's probably just like farmlands and things like that.
Okay.
Just like no longer there.
So let me roll for my. So I got a 5. So that's how it changes in some ways. So, as we're kind of examining this, Brackett's like, "Oh, did they? By the way, did they give you your babblefish? Because that might be an issue."
Bowel fish?
Yeah, yeah. And he just like shoves something in your ear. I was like, "Yep, it'll be fine."
Oh.
It's very slimy and wriggling, but eventually you stop feeling it. And then as you're like adjusting to the babblefish, you can see that whatever language the writing on this building was eventually says FFA, but it doesn't say America. It's like some kind of name that we're not familiar with that happens to start with an A. Future farmers of ammonia. I don't know.
Okay. Okay, so there seems to be some kind of structure to this farming situation.
Yeah, it's almost like they have some sort of organization for their agricultural development or something.
That's good. So this was more of an advanced culture. I'm very curious about what happened and why this land. Good. Do we think? I'm going to roll for this one. About whether it seems to still be fertile or not. I'm going to say evens. It's still fertile. Odds it's not.
That works.
I got a 1, so that's probably. I wonder what happened to this land that it was no longer tenable. Do you think maybe they overdid it, or?
I mean, were you ever in FFA, Cameron?
No, not myself. I did more of the prepping of the food after it was agriculturalized.
Yeah, no, I can tell you weren't because you mentioned that they were probably an advanced society. Listen, there's not a whole lot advanced about that. All respect to farmers, they do a wonderful job, but I think advanced might be a little presumptuous. Maybe they just left. Who knows? They could have just moved on.
Maybe. Interesting. I just more meant like primitive. Like we saw like the old ruins of just like cultural things, and this seemed more of a structural thing. So I thought maybe.
No, they definitely go hand in hand.
Yeah. It's interesting to see ruins of two different types of uses, I guess.
Absolutely. You will find all kinds of interesting things if you stick with this for long enough.
I plan to, as long as they keep me out of the kitchen.
Well, you keep doing such a good job at drugging us, and they might be doing that. So I got a 2 on my discovery, so we're going to have to actually put in some work this time, because it is arduous to get to.
Okay.
This one is the 2 of clubs.
Okay.
So, clubs are plants and other immobile forms of life. So there is still some kind of plant life here. It gives examples of towering trees, carnivorous pitchers, giant ferns, glowing weeds, floating flowers, oozing mushrooms, etc. And 2 is under the light of the moon. So I'm going to say that we had to travel through pretty extensive swamplands, which is why it was so arduous, because our boots are just like sucking down into this mud the whole time. And as it starts to get later and the moons rise, we find this enormous, at first it kind of looked like a big boulder, but as the moon gets higher and higher, we see that this boulder starts to bloom into a large and very gross smelling flower.
Okay.
So, kind of like the corpse flower. Yeah.
So, is it so big that we had to travel around it, and that's what allowed us to see it blooming like that, or were we examining it as the moon was coming up?
I like that suggestion. I'm going to say that it was really, really freaking big, which is a scientific term. Really freaking big.
That's the most scientific of terms. Yes.
Breck's like, write that down. That's important.
I got new notes. Yeah, we're good. I got a new pad of paper when we were on there. When we were on the ship.
Yeah.
Really
To quote
freaking
Artemis,
big.
I like that boulder. It's a nice boulder. Oh wait,
That's a
no, it's
nice
not.
boulder. That's not a boulder. It's a space. Oh, sorry, wrong reference. Okay. Does it like bloom like from the top and like out?
Actually, I'm gonna say it does the opposite. Like it's almost like it's hanging by something, but you couldn't see it.
Oh.
Maybe the stem was on like the opposite side of it.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. Um, yeah. I liked the word oozing from the mushrooms, so I kind of want to like think like it's covering, and as the Muna comes out, it almost like opens up, and that smell's coming out from like some kind of ooze that drips from it, and
That
that
checks
seems
out.
to like glow the same as like the moonlight. That whatever color this moon is, it kind of oozes that same color.
You know, it smells really gross. Breckett has his helmet on as he's
Mhm.
saying that, so that he doesn't have to smell it anymore. But you know, this
Mhm.
ooze stuff is kind of neat.
Yeah. I'm curious because again, the kitchen, a lot of like cheeses can smell terrible when you cook them. It tastes delicious. I'm curious whether we could use this. Or, I mean, I'm not going to just taste it now. Obviously, that would be stupid. But would you mind if I talk a little bit and see if we, see kind of like what it's made out of and see if we can cook with it?
I mean, go off. That's on you.
Okay. We got a
Also,
little.
I'm not here to tell you not to eat stuff. So if you want to try it,
Again, as the person who accidentally put the do not eat mushrooms in everybody's food that may have made us see those weird clouds, I'm going to try not to do so without checking again. Or maybe I'll have everybody check with me, but I'm not going to check on my own.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But it just gives me like again, like stinky cheese vibes.
Weirdly enough, that was actually what I was thinking might be the case as I was saying it.
See? Like
Yeah.
like the ooze is almost like a stinky cheese fondue.
You know, I think I think that the report I got the other day said that Reggie can eat like anything because diamond dinosaur. So
Perfect. The
we'll
perfect test subject.
we'll let Reggie eat it and see if it tastes any good.
That makes sense. I get like a different book out, like it's just labeled like personal. Have Reggie try fondue rock.
Is it like a notebook with a little chef's hat on it?
Uh-huh.
Perfect. All right. If you want to roll for our next discovery, we'll see what else we
Sure.
find.
See what else we got here. Q.
You said two?
Two. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. So that's another arduous journey
Okay.
for the four of spades. So spades again are natural phenomena, and four is in a steep canyon. So we're going to be doing some rock climbing.
Okay.
So what kind of discovery?
On the rocks, that would make it an arduous journey.
And it's a natural phenomena of some sort.
It's very interesting that there's a lot of weird natural things on this planet, and there was that abandoned agricultural spot. Almost like maybe these weird things weren't here at first and somehow either evolved or rebelled against the life that was there. Um, I'm gonna say we're doing some of this rock climbing, and apparently some of these things just look like rocks.
Ooh.
As we start rock climbing, we like either I'll take the hit on this one. Like I go to put my hand on one of like where I see a hold, and like whatever it is kind of reacts, and it kind of just like porcupines out, and I have to like shoot my hand at it. So we have to start like testing the rocks and there's like some kind of um, it looks like a rock, but it's just like it is some kind of living creature that has like as something touches it, it kind of just like shoots out with these little like stone like quills.
Yeah, as Breckett sees you doing this while he's still like standing at the bottom of this cliff face. You can definitely see and probably even hear that he gets on his communicator and is like calling back to the ship. And as you continue climbing up, eventually you can like see Breckett talking to this little rock person, and then they just go up and they start like clearing these creatures out. You know, you've continued on. You're like halfway up, and like eventually it comes along. It's like just starts pushing them out of the way.
I could have known that a couple minutes ago.
It's fine. I got you.
I got stabbed like 3 times.
It builds character.
Really painful. Okay.
Yeah, Artemis, we don't talk about the jetpacks, okay? Those are not for day 1. Those are like day 3.
Wait, there's jetpacks?
No. I was telling Rory that we don't have those anymore.
Oh, that's a weird thing to tell somebody.
Yes, Artemis, we did establish that several sessions ago, but also sometimes you just gotta climb rocks, okay?
Well, that's part of the. That's part of. Yeah, we were curious about something. We don't want to disturb the natural world here, so sometimes you just gotta climb some rocks.
Exactly. You say, and then Breckett like uses his jetpack to get up to the top.
Wait.
Oh yeah. No, you'll get that eventually. Don't worry.
Oh, I have to unlock that perk. Ugh.
No, they're actually on back order. It just takes so long to get here.
Ugh, that's what I was told when they kept telling me my suit was on back order. That's why I couldn't go out for space rangering. Wait 3 years.
I love that Breckett is now just officially the trainer for all of these newbies. Yes, Space FedEx sucks. The worst. All right, let's see. Our next one is a 3. So we're going to come upon this one suddenly as well.
Okay.
We've got the 8 of clubs. So another plant or immobile form of life. 8 is on a glacier. So I'm going to say we reach the top of this cliff only to find that there is like this weirdly out of place glacier. So we're just kind of Brickett's waiting at the top casually for Cameron to get there, like half an hour later. And then really just turns around. Yeah. And then just turns around and there is a snow person. Well, we assume it's a person that definitely was not there a few minutes before. Like, Reggie, have you been making snow people? Reggie's like still down at the bottom of the cliff.
I don't think he could have done that. I mean, unless he knows telekinesis. And I didn't cook with the mushrooms this time. That's really weird. And I feel like maybe because you jetpacked up, you may not have noticed. But like as I was climbing up, there's definitely just like a shift in the temperature when you get to like almost like the atmosphere changes. Right. Instead of like a gradual change where we may have noticed snow cap. It's just like you get towards the cap of this and then just like the atmosphere changes and it's just like, oh, it also got very cold up here. Is it moving? Like, do we think it's moving at all? Like, or is it just kind of like weeping angeling?
Yeah, so I was gonna say like we realize as we turn back around after looking down at Reggie, it is very, very close to us, and so Breckett just like grabs the back of your spacesuit and then like jetpacks both of us back down to the bottom. It's like, yeah, we're not staying.
Yeah, I go like turn around and be like, yeah, thank you. And as I turn around, and it's just like it's just like reaching. It's just like, oh no.
And who knows what it would have done? You know, I don't think it's going to send us back in time or anything, but
I may just turn. I mean, I think with the sudden change, you know, we can only imagine like with the sudden change in temperature and things like that. Like, who knows?
Yeah. We're not finding out today, though.
No. I think like as we jetpack away and we get a broader view, maybe we see a few more of these like things dotted across the landscape.
Yeah, and they've all like started to slowly converge on where we just were.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, terrifying. All right,
Mm.
we've got 2 more cards if you want to roll for our next one.
Sure. I don't know how much longer I want to be on this planet. 2.
Okay, so we're gonna have to work for this one as
Dice.
well.
Yeah, I'm changing dice. That's too much work.
Ooh, this time we've got the 3 of diamonds.
Okay.
So 3 again is by a gentle river. Diamonds, though, are living beings. So it gives examples of people like or unlike you, fish, dinosaurs, wolves, birds, giant insects, etc. We've strayed so far from those prompts, so feel
Mm-hmm.
free to. It's not space amoebas. I will fight you, Artemis.
Space snow amoebas, snow beebas.
So
Um,
Breckett has some pretty serious space PTSD from amoebas because they've tried to kill him more than once.
oh no, not space PTSD.
it's
Wait, I
it's
thought the S in PTSD stood for space.
yes, it does.
Okay. Post-traumatic space disorder, yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so I'm gonna say we're probably like getting back, like ready to stop back at the ship and checking those ruins near that river again. Um, but this time we see just like a space deer, right? But it's not like a deer. It's like this weird like. It's like the closest thing I could imagine it being a deer, but it's like a little lower to the ground, a little bit wider, but it has like the little deer horns, and it has like the pointed face of like a doe.
I'm just picturing
Um,
a dick at this point, like the little bitty tiny fat deers.
kind of like kind of like a dick, yeah, but like a space dick. Um, but I want to say its eyes have that glow of the because maybe it's like still like nighttime as the moon has come out
Right.
has the eyes of that glow of that ooze from the tree, and that's like the one thing that's like kind of like very extraterrestrial of it is the eyes have that glow. Like no, they have the I would screw this up in the eye, they don't have the iris, right? That's the black part. I screw this up all the
That
time.
probably is correct, I think.
I
I
screwed
don't
that up,
remember.
but so they don't, right? They don't have the
Or no, it's the
colored part of
pupil.
the
It's the
eye.
pupil, right?
Pupil,
Or
right? So
no,
they have the pupil.
I don't know. It's
I
the
don't know.
eye part
They
of the
don't have
eye.
the black part of the eye. They still have like the colored circle, right? But the rest of it is that like glowing whatever color of the moon. I'm gonna roll for coloring
Yeah.
this. Like this like almost pink, like glow to it, as this moon has like a pinkish glow to it as well.
Okay. Interesting.
Mhm.
Um,
It's probably just like lapping up water from the river.
Brackett's just like got his tablet out, recording. You can tell that he's definitely FaceTiming with Rory and is like, this one? Or are we adopting this one?
I mean, I kind of want to. Let me see something. I'm gonna take some of that ooze that I had out. I'm gonna kind of just like spread it on the ground to see if it comes for it. Um, roll for it again. Even it comes for it. It was destiny. It kind of like comes over and starts like lapping it up, and I'm like, so you told me lesson 3 I had to adopt something.
Exactly. You're doing so good. Puts like a second gold star on your chart.
Yes. Dear journal, I got 2 gold.
Oh no.
And it's kind of works out because it's kind of close to our ship at this time. It may have been why it came over here. Was yeah, whatever's safe.
He's made of diamonds. Everything's fine.
Okay.
All right, so we've got one more card.
Okay.
That is a 6. So,
Safe.
finally back to Night Crew. We are resting while we make
Okay.
this discovery, which is the 2 of diamonds. So, diamonds are living beings again, and perfect. We're still under the light of the moon. So, I'm going to say that because we haven't had this in a while we're like loading up our space dick and feeding Reggie all of the mushrooms, Breckett is just like hanging out in the back of the ship, like feet kind of hanging off, and sees in the distance some sort of amorphous being, right? Some sort of like moving thing.
Mm-hmm.
And Cameron, while you're getting the ship ready and everything, you get something over the comms, and it's just like nonsense. You just hear weird noises from Breckett, like very panicked noises. And I would imagine probably Cameron, especially being new, would be like, okay, there's something wrong. I should probably go check this out.
Yep, I'm gonna quickly just pat the dick on the butt, and then just start book my way out and see what's going on. What's going on? Oh,
yeah. So like as you see the ramp of the ship is like coming up, like trying to close, and Brackett's like pulling on it, like trying to make it go faster. You see that there's like this huge amoeba moving towards the ship very, very slowly, but it is a lot closer than it was a few minutes before. And Breckett's just like, we are done here. This is no longer fun for me, and we need to leave.
Oh, you said you had a thing for amoebas. I'm going to just start pulling in. Oh, does it? It probably just we probably just like after it's closed here, just like a little boom, just like a little thud is whatever it is hit the ship.
Yeah, and Breckett just like runs to the controls and then like puts it on full burn, just like trying to fry this thing as we're leaving.
Look out the window. It's kind of stuck.
Hold on, I can take care of that, and just like extra flames shoot out.
Just like windshield wiper it off with the flames. There you go. There you go. You got it. Yeah. You got. Oh, you're really burning that thing. You really hate amoebas. Oh boy.
No, they really hate me.
Oh.
That's how that works. Also, I love the idea that in space, windshield wipers are just flamethrowers.
Across the windshield.
That checks out.
Space classically has oxygen for fire.
I mean, I'm sure that we could just burn a little bit extra. Breckett wouldn't mind sacrificing breathing a little bit to, get rid of an amoeba.
To kill an amoeba. Priorities.
Artemis, it's like hags. All amoebas know each other.
Yep. It's a coven of amoebas.
Yeah. They've got the hive mind. All right. Well, that was our last card. We're not quite at an hour, and I realize we don't have a time limit or anything. I will leave it up to Cameron if we want to go a little bit longer or if we want to call it there.
We can hit one more planet. I think getting to an hour is a fun spot here. This is so much fun. I've been enjoying this. We do need to name our space dick.
The name that Breckett will immediately forget.
So we have Rory. What other pets do we have? Rory.
It's a mystery. We've adopted a lot of things, and I've forgotten.
We have Rory. It's a mystery. Oh
yeah, Rory. So Rory is the ranger. Reggie is the dinosaur.
Oh, okay. Reggie. Okay.
Rory's not a pet. Rory's a person.
Got it. Sorry. I think after kind of in memory of the weird situation with the glacier, I think and kind of like with the glow, I think he would name the dick. We would name him Frost.
Yep.
Kind of Frost, and probably has like that glow of frost, like a new frost on their eyes.
Cameron, I think you're on the right track, but Frostdick is definitely its name.
Yeah. Frostdick, I like it. Yeah, Frostdick.
Yeah. All right.
I gotta say, this is the third time in 2 days that dicks have come up in my life, and it's so funny that I have not done it any of these times. Sorry. Go. So yeah, let's hit one more planet.
It's weird how that works. Like I've had a lot of similar things happen. In I think 2 or 3 different games that either I'm in or watch that friends are in, Chewingas have come up recently. And I was like,
That's awesome.
I don't think you guys planned that, but it's fantastic, and they're all adorable. One of them is named Steve.
Yeah. I'd have 3 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened thrice.
Exactly.
Okay, so our third planet.
Yeah, if you want to roll for our number of cards.
We're using a different die. I was hitting a lot of 1s and 2s. 3.
All right. That's a solid number.
Yeah.
Let me see, because apparently you're gone. You're not on my... There you go. Okay. I'm going to say you're fine on my screen, so... I don't know.
I hide sometimes. I was playing with Frostdick.
Oh, it went black on the stream for some reason. I don't know. Anyway, let me see. That last one was mine, so if you want to also roll for this discovery.
Sure. 4.
Cool. So another sudden discovery.
Listen, again, I'm nothing if not accidentally finding things.
Yeah. So we've got the 9 of spades this time. So spades are, again, natural phenomena. 9 this time is deep underground. So in between planets, I forgot to roll for that. So while we're on our way to this planet where we go underground, so we are traveling, and with Frostdick, we're playing a game of fetch. And the rules are, whoever throws the ball has to go get it because Frost doesn't do it. So really, it's just like us playing fetch with ourselves. As Frostdick just kind of like sits there and looks cute. And everybody wins because it's adorable.
Yeah. It just turns into us just like throwing the ball, and it's like a weird version of Monkey in the Middle where Frostdick just doesn't care though. Frostdick's just watching us do this.
Yeah, like we all win because it's cute, but we all also lose because we're doing a lot of work for nothing. So
in a ranger shape. Space shape.
So what kind of natural phenomena do we find deep underground, Ranger Cameron?
So it's weird that we'd be suddenly going underground as soon as we land in this place, and I'm curious about why we do that.
You know, you would think that, but that actually happens quite a bit.
Wonderful. I would think maybe this like the surface layer of this planet isn't very hospitable. Like there's maybe a lot of wind and dust and things like that. So we immediately just like, okay, there's somewhere to get underneath, and like we try to get like cover from this. We end up finding some kind of cavern and explore that. And you said it was some kind of natural phenomenon.
I feel like that was what the card was. I feel like as we're like looking for this cave though, the ground just collapses beneath the ship, and then we're in a cave.
I like that, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, suddenly we're just like, okay, we need to find somewhere to bed down. Okay, we found somewhere to bed down.
Frost is clearly good luck.
Oh yeah, mate. Yeah. Frostdick is good luck.
A phrase that could not be said in any other context.
Okay. I wonder what these caverns are like, because I don't think they're made out of dirt, because that would be too easy. Maybe like like the ground kind of collapses, and it was like the ground wasn't like we thought it was like sturdy ground, but it wasn't made of that. It was almost made of like almost like almost like paper, right? Like paper mache kind of situation. Like the ground is like naturally like this weird paperish situation. We put too much weight on it, thinking flaky. It's just like, this is ground.
Yeah.
And maybe underneath it's like a lot of like this planet's maybe almost made out of completely like wood.
We've like now started the conspiracy theory of paper mache Earth instead of hollow Earth.
Yes. But it's like maybe it's like there's a lot of like tree and like plant like structure to this planet, so a lot of like the walls are just like straight up wood, almost like a home, but like natural, and like there's like, these wooden caverns and things like that.
Okay, so I realize this is only like day 3, as
Hmm.
Breckett's handing you your jetpack and having you sign the waiver for it. Um, I just need you to know this is not normal. I've never seen this anywhere else.
Yeah, it's me neither, but I mean, I'm usually in the kitchen, like feverishly signing this. Question: does Frosted get a jetpack?
It's
Stupid question.
probably it's only been day 2, but yes.
Frosted gets a jetpack. Frosted gets a jetpack. I mean, he's staying on the ship, but he has a jetpack for the ship. I love it.
As is just like
Yeah, let's wait for
flying
his
in
sign.
circles around Rory's head, but carrying the ball like it. He won't fetch it, but he'll carry it around.
If you give it to him, he'll hold on to it because, why not? But he's not putting effort into it.
Yeah, and it's totally covered in drool that is the same as like the ooze, and it smells 10 times worse.
Ugh.
So poor Rory on the ship in that enclosed space.
High five! We're going shipping. Bye.
So I got a 2 on my examination, which
Okay.
means that somebody has to draw the weird tree cave. So
Okay.
not it.
I think the main thing we want to do is like, I guess it's its own kind of right. But like, what kind of wood is it? But it'd probably be its own. Like, there wouldn't be oak or mahogany.
No,
or
it's
something
mahogany.
Like that. It's mahogany. Everything's right. Mahogany. So somehow we're just like, I recognize this wood. There's mahogany here. Mahogany, the most beautiful of woods.
You asked earlier about like the connection, of like some sort of ancient civilization. How
Hmm.
how weird would that be if mahogany is actually from space? Because that's now Brackett's conspiracy theory, is that mahogany is space wood.
Hmm. I have another conspiracy for you. You know those statues you're seeing?
I
What
don't
if
like where
they?
this is going.
What if they're like worshiping amoebas? Because like they have like the similar shape, right? But they can make whatever shape they want. But they're doing different things based on where they're at. And amoebas are known for adapting.
As you're saying that, you hadn't realized that Breckett had this before, but you see that he's got a gun. That like it's just been kind of on his hip, and you see that he's like unlatched it and like slowly pulling it out. I was like, go on,
I
keep
just
talking.
what if like there's these space amoebas all around and just like they have been traveling the world and that's like maybe that's what like because you said you have history like it's weird that amoebas are everywhere, right? Like what if they were the original travelers?
Yeah, I hate this idea a lot, actually. How about we never talk about this again?
Understood, sir. Yes, sir. Got it, sir. I feel like as you're saying it, the gun's just coming out more. Yes, sir. Understood.
Artemis, it's actually not a stun gun. That has been confirmed outside of these streams on a different game that I did with Kay. It's a real gun, and he shot real plants with it.
He
Because they
said
were
it
very
from
mean.
stun to kill.
Exactly. It probably does have that setting, though. All right. Let's see what our next one is. We're going back to Night Crew. So
Hey.
while we're resting,
Mhm.
we get the 2 of Hearts. So
Okay.
2, I don't remember what 2 is. Oh, 2 is Under the Light of the Moon. Perfect. So taking a nap while some sort of moonlit ruins appear to us. So
Ooh.
I'm going to say we're just kind of hanging out in this cave. Like, we really haven't done a whole lot of exploring or science or anything. We've just been kind of like hanging out.
Checking on the ship since it crashed basically through this opening. Yeah.
Breckett spent a lot of time cleaning his gun. And the far end of the cave almost seems to like open up. It's like whenever you see in movies where like vines will pull back, and we see that there's this opening, and inside there is this like stone hallway. with these intricate patterns and things that even the babblefish doesn't seem to be able to like translate any kind of words.
Mhm.
But we see depictions of several different, it seems like different species. Um, there are also some depictions of what looks like not people in like human form, but like creatures of some sort fighting against what's obviously amoebas. Breckett's like, I really don't like this planet right now. Like 100% I'm over it.
I, hmm. I feel really bad. I feel like I spoke it into existence. But it was starting to add up. This I'm gonna check where the gun's at.
Oh, it's out.
I think this may have okay, this may have confirmed what I said earlier. Um, but hey, we're here for science, right? And we're learning that you were right. Your hypothesis was right that amoebas may be evil, according to
That's what I've been
this.
saying. That's what I've been saying all along.
So you were right. See, so you should be happy. Don't mind the statues over there that also look very similar to the other planets that we were at, but like this confirms your hatred of amoebas.
You know,
Now I
I'm
also hate amoebas.
good, good. And this is not an angry gun. This is a happy gun.
This seems like probably like something that helped. Maybe they're like amoebas have a sworn enemy that isn't just you. Like maybe there's something out there that also hated amoebas.
Yeah, because that was absolutely Breckett's first thought was, yeah, it's me.
You are the. We start to see similarities.
Yeah, there's just like a picture of Breckett on there.
The statues have actually been Breckett the whole time. But it's like a weird angle of Breckett holding a gun and like somebody's angle, like somebody's depiction of Breckett holding his gun.
Yeah, and weirdly in those depictions he has four nostrils, but he definitely doesn't in real life.
Hmm.
All right, so we've got one last card. Would you
Okay.
like to do the honors? As
Okay.
Artemis said, Breckett's about to start an intergalactic incident, but you know what? I would say the amoeba started it, really.
That's fair. It's gonna be a 5.
Cool. Wow, we're once again resting.
Okay.
Got the Queen of Clubs.
Okay.
So, started with Queen, end with Queen. Queen is in deep water, and clubs are plants or other immobile forms of life. So, somehow end up underwater, somehow sleeping, somehow there's a giant plant.
Okay. So this planet's obviously very weird, right? Like it's very wooden. It's had a lot of plant life, things like that. I think it doesn't have a typical core, and I think it might be a smaller planet than we realize. Probably like a handful of a planet, right? Um,
It's just
and I
like
think as
the
we're
Rick and Morty planet where like it's really tiny and everybody's able to walk to the other side really easily.
yeah, basically, but like yeah, I think we're exploring these undergrounds, and we find basically the core of the planet is this ball of water, basically like this core of just like of just like water for this planet to drink off of and live off of, and it cycles itself with the plant life and things
Yeah,
like that.
the classic liquid core planet.
Yeah, we're in space. It's space liquid. It's space cores.
Yeah.
And I think we just kind of like bed down near it. And we said we find plant life. There's like again, well, the whole planet's basically plant life, but like from the water, these little like almost like lily pad sprouts, kind of almost like come out of the water at night as we're like kind of bedding down, and almost like don't move, but almost like naturally, like through the water moving through, just kind of go through the wood and almost like rejuvenate the planet itself. Like it kind of goes through this life cycle like daily almost.
Yeah, it's kind of like how the entrance to that walkway opened up. Like, it just seemingly the plants have their own sort of ebb and flow. Okay, so I got a 1, which is another draw it. Excuse me, but I'm going to say that kind of just going along with what you said, you know, that they start to move on their own, but it's not like they're walking or anything. And as we're just kind of like waking up because we hear this weird rustling, there's a lot of plant life. Like, there's little flowers that start to bloom, things like that. It's really just this beautiful underground, weird, like there's water in a sphere somehow. It's just kind of held in the center. Yeah, it's almost it's almost like a dance, if that makes sense.
I love that.
These plants are just very delicate, moving to some sort of like unheard music almost.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, you see Breckett's just got like one single tear while he's recording it.
I think we might probably, because we'll probably be leaving after this. We probably like follow it out, and it's maybe we end up at the core and like having some problems like getting back. And we end up following it, this flow, and we end up making it back to our ship. And we realize that what's happening is the planet is fixing itself, and that opening that we had made is starting to rejuvenate, and the wood growing back. We're just like, we gotta go, because it's coming back like not that paper mache,
Right.
and almost like the planet heals itself as it needs to be. So we're like, we gotta, and we like as we go, we start leaving this planet. We do see. We may have been catching the end of the planet's life cycle as it's starting to sprout up even on the surface. These more like, it's a lot more colorful. Again, like you said, like flowers are blooming on the planet, like these beautiful, like there's nothing in the way to stop these beautiful fields of flowers and beautiful plants sprouting up. And it's just like, as we leave, there may be an amoeba war going off somewhere in the galaxy, but there's also planets like this of just like colorful beauty.
Yeah.
And we do understand all these colors because we're not on mushrooms this time.
Right. Yeah, somehow these ones actually showed up on camera.
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah, maybe in those depictions on the walls, like the main opponent, so to speak, is like almost like a treant.
Mm-hmm.
Those are like the naturally opposed forces, the treants and the amoebas.
I love that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I also like the idea as we're leaving this planet, like probably we get back to the cave, see that it's starting to, you know, heal back up, and Breckett just radios to Rory like, hey, we need to leave like now. And so we're running, you know, getting onto the ship as it's about to take off. And as we're leaving the gravity of this planet, we see that there's like spores almost that shoot out just in different directions. Almost like it's seeding the galaxy with more of its kind.
I love that.
Yeah. So amoebas are just gelatinous cubes without shape. That's 100% accurate. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I think that is a great, more positive note than the amoeba attack for us to end on.
See, that's why we go one more.
Exactly. So, anything that you want to shout out before we end our stream?
I would say, Ranger Breckett, if you go to war with amoebas, I will be there with you to the end of my days. Me and Froststick will be with you to take on the amoebas.
You know, Cameron, you're the first rookie to not quit in a while, so that's very reassuring.
I got a pet out of this. I will be here to the end. It's either that or I go back to the kitchens. No, thank you so much. This was so much fun. This is such a nice. It's just all improv, right? And it's like night, and you can go anyway with that. But like it was today, like it's a Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon. It's like a nice, relaxing. What did you find in the galaxy? It was awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
Hey, thanks for coming on. And I don't know if you saw chat, but Artemis was asking, do you have anyone you want to raid? Is there anyone?
Of course. Let me see what we got around. I mean, I will always say Duckberg Ducks, but oh no, let's go see. My friend for the biscuit is having a Mario Kart day. If that's up for the vibes, he's
I
doing
mean,
like a
I'm here
community
for
day.
it.
Yeah, I will send you over. I guess I'll send it over to Artemis.
Yeah, that would
The
be
one for
fantastic.
his. Yeah.
All right.
I'll Discord it to you, Artemis. But yeah, they're a wonderful person, great community, and they're having like a community day where they play Mario Kart.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Hopefully, we'll see
Right.
you back again. And
I love guest starring on Voctair. It's one of my favorite things.
perfect. Well, we will see you all next time.